And now may I ask Martin Albrow to say a few words, please.
Well, I think it's an extraordinary privilege to be able to promote my book at the end of this conference. And I won't say any more about it at all. I just want to thank the Global China Academy for allowing me to end my career on a high note. I began it 60 years ago in October 1961. That was my first professional appointment. I traveled down to Leicester with a friend from the LSE. Well, he was called Tony Giddens. And the two of us together, we started our careers then. Mine has had a different trajectory. In 1987, the institution I worked for went bankrupt. And ever since, I've moved from place to place. And I think since then, I've worked in 14 institutions. And the Global China Academy is the summit of my achievement. And I'm announcing today my retirement. I'm retiring from professional life, but I'm going to continue writing the things I want to write about, not for academics or the academic world, but I hope for the general readership. And thank you all very much indeed for giving me this wonderful occasion, especially Xiangqun. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Martin.
Everything I want to say about this book as editor is in my editor's preface.
I'd like to make one point here. As early as 1986, when Professor Martin Albrow founded the Journal of International Sociology, he realized that no political, cultural, or linguistic barrier for publications were principles of many Western so-called international academic journals. In practice, those barriers existed, especially the linguistic one, requiring authors to write in perfect English. Albrow's policy was that no paper would be rejected on the language grounds, which means that they had to access papers in the language of their origin first. Therefore, he invited Dai Kejing of the Institute of Sociology, Chinese Academy of Social Science, to be an associate editor of the journal, and helped some Chinese sociologists publish their articles in the international journal. The Global Central Press carries on the policy, continued to bring Chinese social, scientific, and humanity work in the English-speaking world.
So I say no more words about it. I'm very pleased to brought Professor Robin Cohen all the way from Oxford to say a few words about this book.
Okay, I'm very conscious, Chair, that we need to rush. So let me just make one point and one point only. There are many aspects of the relationship between China and the West that are covered here, but the key discussion is about how cultures meet or collide. And very interestingly, Martin Albrow has picked an important word called transculturation, which the editor points out appears no fewer than 182 times in that book. And so that's really what it's about, transculturalization. And I want to make clear that this is a very different concept from what we normally talk about, namely dialogue. If it's only dialogue, there's party A and there's party B, and they talk to each other, but they don't necessarily change each other. And linguists have a very interesting distinction between a pidgin and a creole. A pidgin is a language that you develop, which is very restricted, very instrumental, very narrow, without any great conceptual depth. And you retain your own languages. But a creole gets bigger and bigger. It grows more and more to the point where your own language recedes and the creole emerges as the mother tongue. And that seems to me to be the crucial way of talking about a human shared planet, not in terms of dialogue. Okay, when we still retain our own ideas, sentiments, cultures, sensibilities, history, power, and so on, but we actually project forward to the point where we can actually create a new shared culture. Okay.
the end of the dialogue.